अंतर्यस्य बहिर्विधूततिमिरं ज्योतिर्मयं शाश्वतं स्थानं प्राप्य विराजते विनमताम् अज्ञानमुन्मूलयन् पश्यन् विश्वमुपीदमुल्लसति यो विश्वस्य पारे परः तस्मै श्रीरमणाय लोकगुरवे शोकस्य हन्त्रे नमः। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। Namaskarams to all the devotees all over the world. We are now going to meditate on Bhagavan's teaching and Bhagavan's Anubhuti. As Muruganar Swami said, Ramana Jnana Bodham. The very jnana, the very experience, very knowledge of Ramana is his bodham. Bodham means anubhuti, experience. And very experience of Ramana, it gives us that spiritual ecstasy. You have to use the word inundation, as Bhagavan uses the word uvagai very. So Bhagavan's Jayanti, actually Bhagavan wrote a verse when devotees wanted to celebrate his Jayanti. When he was in Skandashram, he wrote a verse where he said, first he wrote a verse about birthday celebration. Bhagavan said, it is actually for us, it is not for Bhagavan. It is for those who are living in ignorance. As long as we consider the body as me, birthday is not for celebration. At least on that you have to weep that you were born, you took birth. That is the verse. Bhagavan said, Pirandanalenum Pirappukku Azhadu Pirandanal Utsavame Penal. At least on the day of birth, you have to weep. Weeping means what? That longing to attain that state where there is neither birth nor death. Just now I read what KVS has written, that Ramana is birthless, deathless. Shavatum pirappum illa tattva mudivai nindroi. Tattva mudivu. Tattva means the truth, the self. And mudivu means the end. As Bhagavan said about Arunachala, that you are the acme, the peak of jnana. So Bhagavan is also nothing but Arunachala. When one devotee asked Bhagavan, Bhagavan, who are you? Generally we worship Bhagavan as Shiva, and Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni wrote about Bhagavan as Subramanya. Muruganar wrote about Bhagavan as Shiva. And Bhagavan said, I am that consciousness which shines forth as the Atman, the self, inside Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Subramanya, and also within every creature. It is not a statement, it was an incessant state in Bhagavan. Bhagavan's direct devotees have written about it. Cohen has written in his reminiscences, he has spoken about it. He said, we have moved very closely with Bhagavan, and I have found that Bhagavan was never out of that samadhi state. He used to be very um, familiar with everyone, very light, used to joke, used to cook, but always he was in samadhi. That was his expression. Balram Reddy once told, Bhagavan was always Brahman. That is Bhagavan. No? Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. As in Gita, Arjuna is asking, how will a Sthita prajna behave? Sthita prajna means what? A person whose spiritual experience is steady. He never moves out of it. As Bhagavan himself says, Pokkum varavum illa potuveli. There is neither going nor coming, neither taking birth nor dying, neither entering the state of samadhi nor coming out. That is what Bhagavan's state is, which all the devotees saw with awe. That is why Satyamangalam Venkataramanaya wrote about him as the Asipadattu Uruvanavan. He is the essence of Tattvamasi. We know that all the Upanishads speak about Brahman, and we know our own I, ego, which is always experienced by us. But Bhagavan is the connecting link. When you see him, you see that infinite clothed in a small body. In a human body, you see the infinite, the Bhuma. It is not like seeing a person who has realized he was Brahman. So to see who Bhagavan is, to know who Bhagavan is, one has to go within oneself and see one's own real nature. When that devotee asked Bhagavan, who are you? Bhagavan said, I am the self inside all. And he added, if you want to know real Ramana, you have to go within yourself and inquire, who am I? Enter the heart center. Let the mind take a dip in the heart and inquire where the ego arises, what is the real nature of the I. Then you will find that I vanishes in the infinity, in pure awareness, in Brahman, and that is Ramana. And that Ramana experience is what Murugana wrote as Ramana Jnana Bodham, Ramana Anubhuti. The Anubhuti of Ramana, the experience of Ramana. Once you experience Ramana, the real Ramana in your heart, you can never miss him. You can see in Bhagavan's talks, day by day, even letters from Ramana Ashram. Many Western devotees or devotees from North India, they used to come to Bhagavan and stay for some days in ashram. When they have to leave, that pang, that longing, the deep pain comes in their heart. Generally, those who have not experienced that state will not understand it. You can see in Bhagavata that Gopikas, they say, Dussaha Preshta Viraha, unbearable, excruciating pain of getting separated from one's beloved. So that pain one can experience only when one has come in contact with a divine master, when a divine being. In that pain, these devotees used to express, we have to leave Bhagavan, we are going such a long way away from you. Then Bhagavan used to say, how can you go away from me? Ramanashram is within you. Your Bhagavan is your own self. You can never get separated from him. There were many devotees. Of course, we know devotees like Muruganar who spent all their time in Bhagavan's presence. That is one way of bhakti. That is the natural bhakti. And there were bhaktas who just came to see Bhagavan once and they got Bhagavan, they never came for the second time. They never missed him. I am telling this because we are in a peculiar period where we are physically, by the power of destiny, we are separated from ashram, from coming to Tiruvannamalai. Many devotees, especially those who are away, whether in India or in outside India, they are all expressing their this state. Today morning I got a message from a devotee. She has written, a Western devotee, a very old lady. She has written, I am experiencing, Swami, so much pain. It is the month of Margazhi, Bhagavan's Jayanti. And every day morning we used to go and sit there, listen to Vishnu Sahasranamam, listen to Aksharamana Malai, and see Bhagavan's Arati. But we are in such a state that we are separated from Tiruvannamalai. We are separated from Arunachala. We are away from Ramanashram. And I just gave her a voice message saying that you can never be separate from Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan is the self within you. Arunachala is the self within you. Tane tane tattvam. As Bhagavan himself has written, the Tan, the real nature of the I is Bhagavan. See, we are not speaking dry philosophy. Generally, devotees will get angry if you say jnana. But we are in such a situation that nothing other than jnana will work. Even devotees who are living in Tiruvannamalai, they are not able to go to ashram daily and see Bhagavan's presence. Listening to this, one devotee, when I told him this, he said, now I am happy. Because we are all in the same boat. Otherwise, we were envious. We were jealous because you are in Tiruvannamalai, So, of course, in Tiruvannamalai, you can see Arunachala, but you cannot go around the hill. The same problem. So, jnana is the ultimate medicine. Bhagavan has said, Malai Marundu. This Malai, this Arunachala hill, is the ultimate medicine. And what is this Arunachala hill? It is not the outer hill. You cannot miss Arunachala hill also. Vedantate Ver Ara Vilangum Veda Purul Arul Arunachala. If you ask Bhagavan what is Arunachala, Bhagavan says, you take all the Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, they are called Vedanta, the teaching of the Upanishad. Vedanta Jnana. Vedanta means what? Veda means knowledge. Vedanta means the end of knowledge. Where will knowledge end? Knowledge comes to fruition when you find the ultimate truth in yourself. All the doubts are cut asunder, all the karmas, actions come to an end. The mind finds complete quietude, peace. Bhidyade hridaya granthi, chidyande sarva samshayaha, kshiyante chasya karmani, tasmin drishte paravare. When you have seen your own inner being as the ultimate, as Brahman, then all doubts are set to rest. In that knowledge, where ara means the truth, the nirvana, the ultimate realization which you are seeking is not separate from you. It has already happened to you as your own inner being, in your own heart. It is ever expressing itself. As Bhagavan has written in his single verse, Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahmamatram hi aham ahamiti sakshad Atma Rupena Bhati. In that verse, Bhagavan uses one word, which is He. That He expresses wonder. That word He expresses Ashcharya. Where he says, the greatest wonder is that the ultimate truth has already happened. It is already shining forth. It is self-effulgent. We say Swayam Prakasha. It is Swayam Prakasha, self-effulgent in your heart as Aham Aham. Atma Rupena Bhati, as your own self. Now what you have to do? You have to turn the mind inward, push the mind deep inward. By the grace of Bhagavan, a force works which pushes the mind from outside, and from the heart it pulls the mind to the source and makes it abide in the real nature. So that power is called Bhagavan Ramana. This is all Bhagavan's words. They are all Bhagavan's words. Bhagavan says Guru is the power of the self which pushes the mind from outside. And grace is the power of the self which pulls, absorbs the mind from the heart and makes it abide in the heart, which sucks the mind into the heart center. So that is Bhagavan Ramana. That is his grace, Kripa. The entire Arunachala Aksharamana Mala, you can see every verse ends with Arul Arunachala, Arul Arunachala, Arul Arunachala. It is like a constant ringing where Bhagavan says, Arunachala, pour forth your grace, shower your grace. In certain songs, you can see 2 times Bhagavan is using Arul. Now we were seeing last day, Tot Arul, Kaimai Kattidayaniliyal Nashtamaven Arul Arunachala. In one single small verse, there are 2 Arul. 2 times Bhagavan uses the word Arul because that is the ultimate secret. No? Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni used to tell Bhagavan used to chant a verse. Shive Rushte Gurustrata Gurau Rushtau na Karhichit. If Shiva becomes angry to me, I am not bothered because Guru will rescue me. But if Guru gets angry to me, no force can rescue me. So this is not that Guru will get angry. It just reveals you the importance of Guru Bhakti. Bhagavan's Jayanti is not for Bhagavan. It is for us to pay back our gratitude, to show our gratitude. Janaki Mata of Tanjavur, she used to sing a song. In that song, it begins with Guru Bhakti Shai Maname. She is singing about Bhagavan. And she says, Guru Bhakti Shai Maname. O mind, you do Guru Bhakti Shaidal Jivan Mukti Eidalam. You need not do anything else. You just worship Bhagavan. You let your heart melt, chanting his name. As Muruganar used to say, Namo Ramanayave Namari Mandiram. We know only one mantra. No? In Moments Remembered, Ganeshan has written one anecdote where somebody advised him to do japa or some sadhana. Then when he asked Muruganar Swami, Muruganar said, what sadhana? Only one sadhana for you? That is Atma Vichara. Then he said, Swami, but Bhagavan's name fascinates me. He said, yes, full of tears. He said, yes, that is enough for you. Namo Ramanayave Namari Mandiram. Sundarana used to say, our beloved president, who was like a melting love candy of Bhagavan. He was, many might have not seen his love towards Bhagavan. I now just want to remember him this year. One day I was in Bhagavan Samadhi hall. I myself, I alone was there at that time. At that time, I don't want to say late president, our V. Sundara Ramanan, he came there. No, he was there. When I went there, he was there. He was going around Bhagavan's Samadhi. Now and then, very often peeping through the meditation hall window, and with tears coming through his eyes, he was again looking at Bhagavan's Samadhi, then I saw him unusually very moved. There was a strange state in him on that day. Then I asked him, Sundaranna, what happened to you? He said, you come with me. He just held my hand, took me around, and made me look inside the window. Bhagavan's that meditation old hall. And he said, I was peeping through the window. It is so dark, I could not see Bhagavan's photo clearly because it was closed perhaps at that time. Then I heard the voice of Bhagavan, Sundaram, ஏன் வெளியில நிக்கிற உள்ள வா. And that was the time when I entered there. Sundaram, ஏன் வெளியில நிக்கிற உள்ள வா. Sundaram, why are you standing outside? Come inside. It is not simply coming inside the old hall. It is inviting him to come inside, to the self, to the heart. Perhaps, who knows, his last days where he was deliberately, forcefully made to withdraw from all outer engagements. We do not know what miracle happened inside him by Bhagavan's grace. So, that I feel happy that Bhagavan reminded me to remember Sundaranna now. So this Jayanti is actually, we have to remember him so many years with so much love. He has not posed himself as the president, but just worshipped Bhagavan with love. So that Jayanti message, we will conclude with remembering Sundaranna also, because Bhagavan, Bhakta, Arunachala are all same. No? Now he is being just absorbed in Arunachala now. So Bhagavan's teaching, we will just remember again. It is just to do Atma Vichara, Jnana Vichara. We are not this body. This body never says I. There is a tremendous insight. In Vedanta we say I am not the body. But Bhagavan said the body never says I. It's a very great clarity in it. When we say I am not the body, the I is saying it. But Bhagavan says the body never expresses itself as I. Something else from within dances, throbs as I. And you seek what it is. You find that in deep sleep, the I is not felt, only the self exists. Existence is there. Like that in waking state also, you inquire, you pay attention to the I, then you will find that the I is not you, the I is Brahman, it is Arunachala, it is Shiva. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva tato na vachyam mama kinchidasti yatha taveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvam atmanatham ramanam.